welcome to our reading for Thursday, the 8th of December, 2016. Remember, it's a general reading, so see what feels right for you. See which signs, symbols, bells, whistles, messages, energies resonate for you and bring you clarity to what you're wondering, concerned, confused, inquiring, dreaming, and praying about. We're all children of God. We're all psychic. We're not all going through the same thing at the same time, at the same pace. So see what feels right for you. It could be one sign and that brings you clarity. It could be the whole reading. It could make sense later. In the end, always use your logic and intuition together to make sound decisions based in love for the highest, greatest good of everybody. So we're all uplifted in love. See how it feels for you. How you ride these energetic waves that come through here is always up to you. Is it your wave? Is it not your wave? Are you waiting for another wave, preparing for that wave, crashing into the wave, riding the wave, or ignoring the wave? Also, feel free to make this an interactive video if you want to pull some cards for yourself. And if you have some time, try to check out the playlist below. See if there's some personal messages in the music and the lyrics for you, or just enjoy the tunes. Thank you for joining me. I love you guys so much. Thank you for all the beautiful comments and all the love you always bring my way. I love you. I hope this reading's helpful and it resonates for you, and I'll see you in a moment. Hi, welcome to our reading for Wednesday, the 8th of December, 2016. We're going to start with the life purpose oracle cards today. Let's see what God, Source, Holy Spirit, our higher self, angels and energies of love have for the highest and greatest good of all. Let's get some clarity, focus, and understanding into the energies coming through today and how to ride these energies best for all of us. Let's start with one card and bring some focus into the day. One card to bring some wisdom, focus, and understanding into our life purpose today. At least today. Let's start small. And that's builder. Well, there we go. There we go. So we're starting small. We're building something big. So that was very appropriate. Builder. Your innate ability to build and create brings you a deep sense of accomplishment. So feeling good about what you're doing, feeling good about starting over, starting from the beginning, how you progressed so far from the beginning to now. Everyone's at a different stage in building different relationships, different projects, maybe different, I'm hearing communications. So maybe new communications are coming through. You know, it starts with getting to know that person, that situation, that specific energy in that environment, and how to build upon a solid foundation from the beginning, building it right, building it with good materials, knowing where to place the value in different, I'm getting materials. So, I guess if I'm getting maybe if somebody has somebody that they're going into business with, or yeah, I guess going into business or doing business with or working with somebody somewhere, and for that person, communication's really important and you're not the talker, that you have to just understand whom you're working with and what is valuable to get the most done for both of you, and perhaps you can write some notes. You know, you can make it work. There's compromise, there's solutions, even if you're working with different materials, even if some of them are rough, you know, some are smooth and easy to work with, and some take a little extra abrasion on the situation. So I'm getting, you know, if something feels a little rough, you know, rough in the surfaces, you know, just maybe be gentle on the corners, you know, like be gentle, be easy. Look around the entire surface of that situation and be in that person's shoes and see their environment and their duties. I'm getting you working with others, so different departments, or somebody that has a totally different job than you and you don't understand all that it entails to handle, you know, what they do. So try to see that situation, see where they're coming from. Maybe communication is important, because if there's lack of communication and they mess something up, it costs a lot, or it takes a lot of extra time to redo it. So even if it seems like something small to you, if it feels like it's coming through big, like from somebody else, and you don't understand why, try to see their perspective to understand why there's so much energy coming in. I feel like if there's others involved, they want to do it right too. They don't want to waste their time either. So maybe it's just about communicating in the beginning, making sure you do your lists, you know, do your checklists, make sure you have everything first before you start your project and you get halfway through and you forgot the glue. You know, make sure you double check everything, make sure everybody is in place. Make sure, I just saw, that was weird. I just saw a little kid waiting for their parents. Like their parents are always kind of late. And instead of staying put, they get itchy and they start wandering around, which makes it even worse when you go to try to find them. I don't know, maybe that's somewhere they go. Maybe your school district is really big, or there's different buildings somewhere, or you're picking your kids somewhere up and they sort of like to do their own thing and you're always looking for them. Maybe you can have a point up, like a place you stay here, you know, or somewhere they can go and wait for you. Maybe like one of your friends lives in town and one of their friends lives close by and they can hang out there until you come, or a schedule thing that was sort of really specific for somebody. So maybe that's you, you know, you're waiting for a ride somewhere and there's a way to communicate. So you can take that time, maybe do a little overtime or something if someone's going to be late, instead of hanging out on the corner, you know, waiting for somebody to like pick you up. You can like do that, use that time appropriately, or read, or do some research. I'm getting just communicate, get organized with your schedule, or maybe there's some free time where you're waiting for something where you can get something done. You know, make a list or something so you're not in a rush later. That was a lot of different things on this card. Builder, your innate ability to build and create brings you a deep sense of accomplishment. I also think of the different types of builders with this. Part of me goes to those builders that are like seamstresses or tailors, or you build a house. You know, you start with the supplies and you put one piece on one piece on one piece on one piece until it becomes something else. Or like beautiful jewelry, you know, where you're you know, soldering different levels of heat onto something to build upon something. So you have to pay attention to the heat used so you don't remelt something you've already built. Like temperature is important. That was sort of interesting. And then I get the other kind of builder that actually is the taker-awayer. Like you build by taking away, like someone who carves or does wax, you know, lost wax or something, where you actually take a space and then you create from the negative. You take away until it becomes something. So it's almost like you foresee the image with the carving, the creation inside of something, and work with the elements that you have until they work together. Also people that carve out of like wood totems and stuff like that. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. So I hope that was helpful. That was a lot of different things. Let's continue and go to the Power Archangel Tarot and get clarity for Thursday. Clarity on the builder. Your innate ability to build and create brings you a deep sense of accomplishment. Like you feel good. You know, at the end of the day, you go, look at this guy's muscles. He did not need to go to the gym. He just, you know, was out in the garage. He was just out like running some errands, picking up some heavy, you know, working some heavy machinery or something, or just the natural rhythm of your life. You know, you're constantly building something, moving, changing things around so that your body is always building, getting stronger. It's never getting stagnant at a plateau, like going to the gym and doing the same thing for 20 minutes all the time until your body just like knows what's going to happen and nothing happens anymore. So you're keeping things moving. You're keeping yourself guessing by doing different things, building upon different things and working out different muscles, you know, naturally. I'm just getting that it's natural, you know, almost like you're just running around, looking your fab self, not even understanding how good you look doing your thing. That's what I see. So I feel like somebody might be observing you, doing your thing, and looking at the sexy in you. Like, looking at how sexy you look doing your thing. Whatever that is. Whatever it is that you're into. You're looking good doing it, you know? You're feeling good about what you're getting into, what you're putting your hands on, what you're creating, what's becoming here. You know, it's almost like past the growth spurt, and you've got your like big boy muscles on and big girl like curves going on. Like, you're working it here. So even like, you don't even have to have curves. I just got somebody really like tiny and skinny and just working it. So maybe it's how you move, what you build, what you do, what you exude in you. Whatever it is, there's someone looking at you like like you're the shit is what I'm getting. So there's somebody for everybody, man. We just work what you got. Know how good you got it going on. There's somebody noticing this about you. Noticing what you're building. It might just be, you know, noticing the good job you're doing. You know, good job. And maybe that, you know, I'm getting sexy. So somebody's noticing your good job and they're impressed by you. They're turned on by you a little bit. That could be your honey, you know. You're doing like work around the house, looking good. Could be a boss looking on like you're looking good. You're maybe not sexy if we're going boss land here. It's probably best to keep, you know, keep your work separate so things don't get weird, but everyone's their own person. So however that goes, that might be somebody that you work with. Well, maybe that is your honey that you work with. Maybe that's why you work well together. You can kind of get the job done at home doing something and be half naked. That keeps you going. That was really specific for somebody. But if you're working with somebody, I feel like you have a place to do that. You're at home. You're not hiding from anything and you're making it work. You're writing your own rules in that particular situation. Yes, Vincenzo is agreeing with that particular statement. Let's move along. Let's move along. Sometimes I'm surprised at the places I'm taken to. And that's the 3 of Raphael. So that's taken to celebration. That's nice. This is also a 3. The 3 is coming back. The 3 is important. 3rd time's the try. Like, what is that? 3rd time's the goal. I can't even think of that. 3rd time's the charm. Why couldn't I think of that? That was really weird. So maybe somebody's charming the pants off of you. You know, like maybe there was somebody charming in this situation. You were feeling extra charming, like your charisma's extra sparkly here. This is definitely working with others too, but getting excited about the work, not just like going to work, but talking about it. You know, it's the girls that go out together and have different jobs, but they meet after work because they've been friends for a while. It kind of makes me think of Sex in the City a little bit, but it doesn't have to be friends. It can be your family. It can be going out and just meeting others that are like you and want to work with you or have something to offer, you know, or they're just excited to hear what you have to offer, you know, your story for the day, your stories going on in your world. These are people that are usually helpful somehow. They usually bring joy in your world. I hear satisfied. So maybe there's something satisfying about, like, I'm just spending time with friends. Maybe talking about what you've been building. Maybe your friends have some good ideas on how to build something upon this. Or there's friends or your buddies or something around you that I feel like this is helpful energy. It's reasons to celebrate a community of friends. Happy announcements regarding relationships or children. Children. So maybe I'm getting that, like, like your kids, like some of you have kids, or maybe your sister, your brother's kids, your nieces, your nephews, your grandchildren, something like that. And there's helpful energy for you to help everyone get where they need to go. So everyone can have their own time. I feel like there's a way for everybody to take like a route, like you pick them up today, you get them next week, whatever. So, you know, each person can have their own time to do their own thing on the side. So maybe there's some helpful friends around you that can take a load off of something because, you know, it puts some love into your world. Like, it's something you like to do. I feel like if you're like watching someone's kids, like these kids are a lot of fun. Like, you can think of a lot of fun things to do. So it's not really like you're carrying a load. You're just taking something extra that you would have had anyway. If you already have a kid, you could just, you know, one more, what's one more kind of thing is like what I'm getting. And you're taking a lot of weight off of somebody else's like cart for the day. Even just today, that might make a big difference in helping them out, catching up on something, you know, so you can all catch up later. Maybe you can all meet up later and everyone can hang out, but there was some time where somebody could take something, you know, help someone else out is what I'm getting. Not all of you have kids, so this could be your friends. Maybe taking, I don't know, if you have something that you were working on and you have a friend that's good at something that you really couldn't do on your own, like they're good with something on computers or a website or taking pictures or something that you couldn't do, maybe somebody can help you. And, you know, they're just your friend. They kind of like taking pictures of anyway, and they kind of do it all the time on their phone, and then you can hang out anyway. I don't feel like it's an exchange of energy money-wise. I feel like it's just loving to help somebody because it's something you like to do. So getting some good advice, good help, good, you know, good times, friendship. Make sure you understand that everyone has their own perspective and way to see things in life going on, schedule and stuff. So, and I'm getting personality. So, maybe if there's somebody who's kind of quiet, you know, and they don't speak up that they need help, you can be in you're sort of the loudmouth or whatever. You can speak up for someone else. I'm getting that a little bit. Maybe if someone's kind of the leader and someone sort of does the baking and they're sort of the homemaker, like their own little personal touch can be important here. So I feel like there's one person here who's maybe a little bit sensitive. There's one that kind of coordinates everything, and then there's one that like it's like busy or like good with the kids or talented, and like I hope that made sense. Let's continue. This is reasons to celebrate. So look for ways that help can come in that might be like your friend's mom helping you out with something or has a really good idea because of something she did with her kids that can help you in your business. You know, you could have a business that involves children, building, you know, something up, teaching kids. I just saw like cooking. So maybe building realistic skills for children to actually use in their world, like that are helpful and realistic, you know, skills to build their world on, like finances and career and home ec, and then like, you know, knowing how to cook, knowing how to do things that we have to do when we grow up that we're not always taught in school. So maybe this is like after school activities, or maybe that's you that can somehow teach kids to do something that you know how to do now that you weren't taught as a kid, and you know kids should be taught, or something, you know, should be brought to the table. Maybe there's cooking classes for kids, or pottery, you know, painting for kids, something like that as an extracurricular activity or something on the side. So maybe a lot of different parents can come to you, even if you don't have kids, and you can give lessons on painting or guitar lessons to a couple kids and teach some cool songs and start a band or something, you know? So even if you don't have kids, maybe there's a way to connect with kids or younger energies that want to learn. And I'm getting like dropping kids off to do something cool. I know that's not for everyone, but that's what I'm getting. So, maybe do 3 hours out of the week that you can set aside. Maybe not even a lot. Maybe start with like 3 students, or make a lesson plan for yourself, or that's what I'm kind of getting. Or leave 30 minutes early so you're not late, you know, help somebody get somewhere on time, or I'm not sure where that's going. So let's move along. Let's go to, let's gonna go to this one. I haven't used my Medieval Scampini Tarot in a while. Let's get clarity on the 3 of Raphael, 3 of Cups, 3 of Hearts, 3 of Water, 3 of Summer. Let's get more clarity on building something strong and having something to celebrate. I just heard, and like, I just saw that and heard announcement. Like, I heard announcement, like, almost like getting the part. Like, maybe some of you have kids and they're getting a lead, or they're getting a part or a role or a solo, or a scholarship. Something like that is what I'm getting. They're asking you to do a solo or something. You know, your friends are like, dude, she's the best singer. Like, we should ask her or him. And, you know, your friends kind of told somebody to get you a job or something that you could actually start building upon. Maybe it starts small, like one thing, one presentation, one consultation, you know, one solo, one video, one something like that. And it starts to be something to celebrate more and more. Let's get another card for Thursday. And that's the Queen of Wands. So she's definitely somebody who's confident, passionate. Like, she gets you on board with something. She recognizes your talents. She points out your talents. She tells you you're talented. She's the one that comes in your world. So this could be a fire sign in our world today. This could be you. This could be advice for us. So it could be a Leo, Sagittarius, Aries energy. I would say feminine. She's like that purring cat kind of come hither energy. I guess she can be a little bit of an attention whore. Pardon my language, but like, she could, if she was in the reverse position, sort of have to have center stage and have to have it all be about her, and she doesn't really have that inner confidence, so she has to hear it from everyone else to feel better about herself and, you know, actually toot her own horn a bit. So that could be somebody, that could be you in the past, or that could have been like, you know, a little bit of lack of self-confidence because of something, because of maybe competition. Maybe it was healthy competition. I'm getting that, like, you got the role thing. So maybe somebody around you was like, you know, they saw that you were healthy competition for them, and maybe they had to, I don't know, toot their own horn. Maybe that was someone you know. Maybe that was in the past. That could have been you in the past having to toot your own horn about something. Maybe you were a newer energy in a new environment or whatever, and it was helping you gain confidence. Or if someone's tooting their horn too much, just maybe ignore it. You know, ignore it. Just realize it's a confidence thing and come back to your own confidence here, because in the end, it's about you here. So, you know, have confidence with your own talents, your own strengths, your own passions, you know, what you really, really love to do, what makes you sing, what makes you move, what makes you dance, what makes you get on board, what makes you talk, what makes you inspire others. You know, you talk about it because you get really excited about it, and they might not always even know what you're talking about, but you kind of get others excited because you're excited. Or you just ooze such confidence that you almost don't, it's sort of like I'm getting opposite energies. You almost have no excitement at all. You're just confident and elegant and graceful and dignified, like a queen. You know, like a fiery, passionate queen that doesn't have to try at all, because you just are. You just know you're the shit. You just are. So there's different energies coming through. This just may have been a progression within you. You know, maybe in the past there was something that, you know, you had to find your own inner confidence on something, so that now you can just, like, I just heard that sit still, sit pretty, something like that song. Like, you know, so maybe it's not just sitting pretty. Maybe you're going to do it your own way. You know, what really creates passion and fire in your world. Or she is recognizing your talents and starting your flame a-cooking inside of you. She's just sitting there recognizing whatever it is about you, but it's stirring something in you. She doesn't need to do much for it to stir. You know, I'm getting just because it's coming from her, you're believing this shit. And you should have been believing it the whole time, but maybe it took her word or her confidence, you know, just, maybe it was just, you know, like admiration, but I feel like it's healthy. I feel like it's healthy. It's brought a lot of strength. So she's not I don't get that she's jealous. I don't get that she's worried. I get that this person is either the teacher, the leader, the lead, the mother, or that, like, I'm getting like the lead, the flame, that flaming energy. So maybe like the maybe not the lead, but maybe it's that flame. Maybe it's the comedic, like the comedic lead, that other person. I'm getting that other person that's around that maybe isn't always the one in the spotlight, but takes the spotlight by being unique. The one you remember, regardless of if you were the boss or the lead or whatever at all. She's the one that helps you be that person that stands out because you're your own fiery, passionate self. So whatever this is in your production of your living world, you know, I'm using this as a metaphor. She's helping spark that uniqueness in you that makes you stand out, that makes you be noticed, that makes others come to you like a flame, like you didn't have to do much. Queen of Wands. It's like the little, she has this like little purring kitty on her lap, and she's standing barefoot on a big ass, like lion rug or something. So, I mean, she also had, oh, I forgot about this card. This particular queen in this deck has a little black baby in a bassinet or like a little, you know, basket, and a little white baby, you know, and then all this flaming energy. In other words, she just takes care, that's children. Again, she takes care of all children. Hers, someone else's, it doesn't matter. She finds that potential, that in every one of us, all of God's children, no matter how different you are, where on the spectrum you are, where you are on your progression of learning and growing up. You know, it's finding that beautiful, the sunshine, the passion, the real you, and that is what's sparking through. That is what's growing inside of you. She helps nurture that. So she's pulling out those passions inside of you that you had as a child, recognizing something. This is you pulling those passions back that you had when you were a child, you know, that are your, I feel like you're freely giving. You're freely nurturing with everybody here. Everyone has the capacity to connect to her in their own unique way and learn their way. And she recognizes the way that somebody needs to learn and how to get through to them specifically. How to get her fire to that specific, you know, at the specific temperature for that relationship, that opportunity, that person. So that was a lot. That was a lot. I went on a tangent. She sparks passion. So she recognizes, she takes care of the young. She watches you blossom. And she's tapped into the moon here, the moon and the sun. So she's balanced. She has a crown of the sun, and she's watched by the moon. You know, she's in tune with her own inner guidance, her inner instincts here. But she's open-hearted. Her chest is open. It's like you can see her heart beat. You can feel that she is the heart of a lion. I'm getting lion here. So maybe it's a Leo. It could be the Aries. I don't know. It could be the Aries with this crown. And definitely a Sagittarius with this big, I'm getting with the big, this big like rose bush rod. I don't know. It actually makes me think of something that, like, if she, I don't know. I just got the picture of her taking this and going like this and making that like an arrow of love for Sagittarius some reason. Sometimes I see cards and they become animated for me. But I just found it funny that it's not a typical bow. Look at how thick it is. So, I mean, can you imagine bending that? Like, she's pretty strong. I'm getting that she's sort of like a little bit of a superhero with at least how big her inspirations are to others. You know, with how far that she can see somebody's star rising before maybe they could. You know, maybe she's that boost, that catalyst coming through. All right, let's I have these. Let's finish this reading with the oracles of visions for the day and get clarity on the Queen of Wands, the Three of Raphael, and Builder. I think that's our card. And that was pretty fast. That was pretty fast. What is this? Oh, this is new. There's letters. They say Dear Diary, but there's nothing on them. She looks like she's thinking, like, I mean, there's a doll here, like thinking about her childhood, thinking about her past memories. It reminds me of the locket. When I see a locket like that, I think of The Secret of Nim, you know, and the sparkly. But I think of like maybe a locket. Maybe it also looks like the sun is shining out of that memory or that particular moment. You're getting lost in time, lost in a moment. She looks like she's, I don't know, thinking about something fondly or not so fondly, or clearing the slate somewhere. 32 is a 5, so it brings change. Let's see what this is. 32 is memories, lessons learned, and choices made. Memory is the diary that we all carry about with us. Oscar Wilde, The Importance of Being Earnest. A woman closes her eyes as she contemplates treasured memories from the past. She releases to the world all the details of her thoughts and feelings, successes and failures, good times and bad. Remembered moments fly about her as her pages from a diary swirl like falling leaves. From an open locket, a golden light streams with images of love lost but not forgotten. Embracing a favorite doll that remains with her still, she relieves all that has been. This card captures tender moments and childhood joys. So you need to capture that childhood passion in you that sparked something in you. When I look at myself, Ari, I just thought of this. My mother somewhere has old cassette tapes of me when I was really, really little, like 2 and 3, before I should have been talking so much. I used to sit on the side of my parents' waterbed. There was like a little area between the wall, and I remember the window there, and I can remember sitting there, and there was one of those old 1980 record, you know, hit record, like tape players, and I had a little tiny metal microphone, and I would just sit there for hours talking into that thing. For hours. Turn the tape over and hit record and just talk and sing, and I don't know what I was talking about or what I was doing, you know, or how many times I've been told to kind of be quiet in my life, and then other moments I'm just silent. I just don't talk at all. And I go in my like nerd mode and I absorb things. And like, look at what you did when you were a kid. What are the things that you would do? Maybe you need to ask your mom or ask someone that knew you, or just go into like, you know, just what do you do naturally now that makes you feel like a kid, where time goes away? You just want to do it because you get excited about it. Maybe that's where the answer begins. That's where those passions start. You know, it has some kind of connection with what you did as a kid, or what makes you feel like a kid, or, you know, that childhood, innocent, loving passion about doing something. You know, did you like to go outside and, you know, run in the woods, jump in the lake, fish, get on a 3-wheeler, build a tree house? You know, what was it? Paint. Talk to others, perform, you know, with your tap shoes on and your kitchen floor for your parents. What did you do as a kid that you just kind of like to do? There's a connection with that still inside of you. It doesn't have to be exactly the same thing. It could just be starting to do that you start to discover something bigger that you're really supposed to be doing. You know, some kind of connection. Like if I didn't check... Another thing, you know, connection with me, I started this channel because I wanted a place to twirl my batons like I did in high school. I started being a majorette when I was in 4th grade. And when I found out in my 30s that there was some, like, LEDs had changed the face of marching band shows and halftime shows, and they had LED fiber optic whips that I could now dance with, it just changed everything for me. And I felt like I was a kid again, and I was doing something I loved, and I was happy. And then this channel came about, you know? So I might not be showing routines of me dancing with my whip still every day, but if something weird like that pops up on your feed, just know I'm just being myself, you know? Sometimes we end up merging somewhere else by starting from the beginning, building something from scratch and seeing how it unfolds as we build. You know, it's possible we get up to a certain level, you know, and we can see a whole new horizon that we never would have seen had we not started to build something on solid ground. You know, a wall that we enjoy climbing over, climbing up to, hanging out on. All right, guys, I hope this was helpful for you. I love you all so much. Thank you for being here. I'll see you.